Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. It's Jock's Girl. And no, I'm not wearing green. I do have on a green shamrock pin, and my mom made me a bracelet that has green flowers and an orange bead, and whenever I look at it, it reminds me of something that would represent Ireland. I don't know why. My mother's Irish, so that makes me Irish. I did have on a green dress and a green sweater today, but then I came home and started working on making some Irish stew, and I did not want to get anything on that dress, so I changed my clothes into something a little bit more casual. Anyways, I wanted to come on here and show you guys what I've been working on. Not a whole lot of stitching the last couple of days. I have been working on my scrapbooks a bit and knitting and a little bit of cross stitch. So I'll show you. I won't keep you guys long because I know you guys have things to do and fun foods hopefully to eat. Maybe dance a jig. That's being stereotypical, but that's what it is, right? We dance a jig on St. Patrick's Day and any other day of the year that we want. Okay, so I said that I would show you guys my prayer shawl that I made. So this is a prayer shawl. I didn't name it that, but I think it's because it's just a tiny shawl that goes over the shoulders with some religions and some churches, the women need to be covered modestly, and so she might want to cover up, in some sort of fashion, and sometimes a little shawl was all it took to cover up, at least in her mind. Some women used them to cover their heads in prayer, right? Respectfully, so I'm not doing this to mock anybody. Oops. This one, I most likely won't wear like this. I could. It would be, just like a little short. I guess I could. These are not pants. I am known for wearing some crazy pants, but these aren't pants. It's a skirt. It's a long, long skirt. Anyways, I guess I could, but I'm usually colder than that, so I would definitely want to have some sort of like more of a sleeve. But with this one here, whoa, it keeps catching on my pins in my hair. This one would be worn more like a scarf, kind of in this fashion. Much cuter, but the pattern that I saw, there was, you can do it different couple ways, I guess, to depend on your neckline. There was the lady hung a bead off the end, so you could put beads on it and make it a little bit more fancy. I don't know. Anyways, this angle of this camera isn't very good. I still need to do some blocking on it. As you can see, it's curling. But quite honestly, if I can't figure out how to do the blocking, I can get away with it because no one would know. Oh, look, I can even be modest this way. Sometimes with those low cuts. Oh, anyways, the weather is warmed up quite a bit here in Southern California. I love the rain. I love the coldy days. I love the warm days. I love the sunny days. I love the cloudy days. I love the different weather, and when we can get some variation in the weather, that's much more exciting to me than just a sunny day every single day. But I'll take what I get, and I'll use it to my benefit. So yesterday it was a really warm day, and if you follow my Instagram, you'll see that I got some gardening done. I had a lot of weeds, and I no longer have any use for those weeds, so they're going to be recycled and hopefully turn into something good. And I'm hoping that it won't be anything disastrous if they make it to the green waste, because it's going to the green waste. Green waste is anything out of the garden, such as leaves and such. And I don't know, it didn't say anything about not putting weeds in there, but now I'm kind of second guessing that I maybe shouldn't have put weeds in there, because then that gets turned into mulch, and I don't know, maybe turned into weed seed. I'm going to have to look that up. If anybody knows and feels inclined or inspired to comment, please let me know, because I definitely don't want to be spreading weeds. They get around enough on their own. Then if they weren't anything bad, just typical weeds. Milkweed. Some of them milkweed. Anyways, yeah, that's my little scarf that I made. Shawl, prayer shawl. So you can see it's not very big. It didn't take very long at all. This is fun. I have some yarn that is red, white, and blue, and I'm thinking about making another one of these to go for that. All right, I'm looking at my desk here, and I have a lot of little baby hats to show you. Let's see, first of all, a plain little hat. And I often will put a little tag on them, not every time, but often I will. This one here I just stamped up, and it says, "Happy birthday, love, Nurse Sarah Lee." So I can give it to the patient and just give them a little something extra special. And then here's a little girl one. And I know I have put these on my Instagram. So if you followed me there, you've seen these ones with the pom-pom. And then baby girl headband. They were sitting in the bag, so I should have fluffed them before. Make them look prettier. The lighting's bad. Anyways, like a little flower on it. There's only 2 that have the tags on it so far. And then here's a little purple one with the pom-pom. So I figure if the little girl has it, or the baby has it on her head, up on top somewhere. You know, cute. And then I just made this one yesterday. Look at that. Now this one, see, it's a little heavy. So it definitely needs to be worn up on top. And I'm hoping, trying to see if it'll bounce around. I'm hoping that it'll work better being up on top. The fuller pom-poms I think are just too heavy. So this might not be something that I keep continuing to do. It depends. I'll have to see what it looks like on the babies. And then I did some boy hats. One of them I've already showed on Instagram. But I got some little boy hats. They have the blue ribbon on them. That ribbon needs to be adjusted. There. Because moms like little ribbons on their boys too sometimes, and a little blue bow is sweet, right? Sweet and endearing. And when my daughter was a baby, I sometimes, put blue on her. They had blue dresses, and so, this might have been something that if it was wintertime, I might have put on her because I need some blue. But I made it with the boy in mind. This one here is a smaller baby headband because sometimes the babies are teeny tiny. And this one has like a little sweet flower on it. I'm trying to fluff it for you guys. And then I made this one. Now this is on a white to kind of, I want to do boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. Unfortunately, I had to do 2 girls in a row items because I was out getting a pedicure, and while I was there, I was intending to make a hat out of this for a boy, but then the yarn was all knotted inside. That took me about an hour and a half to get the whole brand new skein and get it apart and find where everything was caught up. It was a disaster, but I got it done. So this one here is multicolored, really soft pastel colors, and for a little girl, obviously. I guess maybe like if the dad was into like sports, maybe basketball. And then some of those basketball players wear headbands, sweatbands, right? So if I knew what color team the dad was into, I could make those. Let make his son a little sweatband. I don't know. But I think when they're brand new and they're in the hospital, I don't think anybody's thinking that far in advance. Some do. I have made some hats with camouflage, and then when one of the parents happens to be in the military, they really enjoy those ones. For babies of police officers, I have done the black with the blue band in it. And there was another one that I had made, and I can't think of what it was. I can't remember. But the family was real excited because the dad was a lineman. Do you know what a lineman is? I had no idea. It's the employee that climbs up the pole and fixes the utility lines, or I guess electrical lines, whatever. And it must have been like brown and some other color. And she said, that's the color my son wears. Not her husband, was her son. And she was so excited, the grandma. And she's like, this is perfect. This is perfect. Looks like something that my son would wear, while he's up there climbing the poles. And she just loved the hat. Anyway, enough of that. So that's all the knitting I've been doing. I've got quite a stack going on here. Still waiting to hear about getting a job. And so that's why I decided I'm going to, just start stockpiling to get ready for the babies. I have been making them here and there. A big majority of them that I have are all in Utah, so I didn't have anything here, and just thought I should start making them and having them stockpiled here too as well. I will share with you a little, what do you call this? I can't remember. I'm not even going to worry about it. So this was something that belonged to my great aunt. Heart hanger. Look at all that. Amazing. She did all that, of course, by hand. So usually I have this out on my table next to my bed. It's beautiful. I would love to talk to her about this, but she's no longer with us, so I just recently washed it, so it needs to be pressed. I will not put any starch in it. I don't think it needs it. But I think a light pressing to get it back to pretty again, or looking the way it should. And then this. So here is Gathering Honey. Can you see it? Ooh, here we go. There you go. This is one I think I bought. I want to say I purchased this in 2014, and maybe I started working on it in 2015. And I keep complaining that I don't know what it is that I don't like about it. Jane Nielsen, my buddy on here, had mentioned that it might be the fact that there's all the switching of colors, like constantly switching to colors, which we all adoringly call confetti. And I think she might be right. That might be what my problem is. That and this intricate back stitch. I like back stitch, but sometimes it's hard for me to see on my pattern. So, because my eyes are old. All right. Here is where I am. Look at that. Look at that, Denise. It's not a race. Hey, Taryn, I know I've already told you I am using your hashtag. It's not a race, right? Is it? Yeah, wait. It's not a race, Sal. That's it. Taryn is using It's Not a Race, Sal. And I'm using it because Denise, who is also working on this, is going to beat me to the finish line and then do loops and loops and loops around me. She has made some really good progress in hers, like right over here recently. So good for you, Denise. I am going to get a picture of this soon, and I'll put it up on my Instagram, but I want to catch up with it in here. So there's going to be French knots in there. I'm going to wait and finish that at the very, 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 very end, because I will knock each and every one of those French knots out while working on it, if not. So I know it's my needle sticking out of there, but I'm going to I'll get this part done today, and then I really should start working here, but I don't want to do that. I don't know if that scares me. No, it doesn't scare me. I just want to get some color, like just do like lines of color. I like doing the blocks of color. That's more what I enjoy. So maybe I'll do some blocks of color and then work in here and do more, because then the confetti happens again. You know, once this frame is done, then there's confetti, I think probably a lot in there, and then there's all this backstitch stuff going on. Does anybody else's copy look as bad as mine does? This is like really bad. When I'm done with this, I think it'll be like 2030, and if you're all still around here and you want this, I will be passing this. And it's pretty tattered looking, and just because it is, whoever owned it before me didn't really show it love. I will show you this magazine again. Oh my goodness, this magazine's falling apart. And at first I thought, well, because it's old. But you know what? I have old magazines, and they don't look like this. Like, look at that. So, this one. Let's see. I mean, this guy is just falling apart. But one day, this one will be up for grabs. Not anytime soon. All right, you guys. I think that's about it. That's all I have for you today. I am hoping to get started on Love You to the Beach and Back. I have it pulled. I just need to, oops, sorry. Hold on. Dropped a guy. I just need to pull my floss, and then that one's ready to go. And I also might start working on another one. There's like 3 or 4 new starts that I want to do. I still have some that I need to finish. I have a beaded angel, and there's something else. Can't think of it. Maybe that's it. That would be so good if it was. I don't know. I want to stitch everything. I have so many plans for so many things. Maybe I can get them done if I stop making this video right now. Get started on getting it done, right? All right, you guys, have a fun, fantastic St. Patrick's Day, or the day after, or a week after, or whenever you get around to this. And I'll talk to you later.